Now, Eyewitness Sports.
If the Fairfield American Little Leaguers want a spot in the U.S. semifinals at the Little League World Series on Thursday, they must win 3 games in a row beginning this afternoon versus Nebraska. Fairfield lost its opener to California back on Thursday. Different story today. Kearney, Nebraska is the opponent, the first ever Little League team from Nebraska to play at the World Series. They had the unfortunate task of trying to figure out Fairfield's starting pitcher Matt Grubel. He struck out 6 in a shutout win. Fairfield took a 3-0 lead here. Kevin Oracoli, the RBI hit to score 2 of his teammates. Fairfield blew the game open with a 6-run 4th inning. Will Lucas has been a force for Fairfield American all summer. No different here. It's a 2-run home run with Connecticut on its way to a 12-zip Mercy Rule win in 5 innings. It's the biggest ever margin of victory for a Connecticut team at the World Series. They'll play another must-win game on Monday. Milford American Legion Post 196 put together a 10-game unbeaten streak to win the state tournament, then the Northeast tournament. That landed them one of 8 spots at the American Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina. Today, though, their season came to an end with a 4-0 loss to Lakewood, California. Milford was held to just 3 hits. They finished the season with a record of 28-8, bowing out of the double elimination World Series with their second loss in as many days. On paper, the Red Sox season has a look of hopelessness. 13.5 games behind the first-place Yankees and 6.5 games out of wild card spot. The first of 42 games left on the Sox schedule came this afternoon in New York. Bobby V and the Sox look to bounce back from last night's loss. In the top of the first, with a runner on, Adrian Gonzalez drives one over the fence and left. Red Sox lead 2-0. New York's bats stay quiet until Curtis Granderson wakes them up with a solo shot. Yanks are down only 1. Boston responds in the top of the 5th as Nick Punto hits one down the line and right. Andrew Jones can't come up with it cleanly, chasing it into the corner. Pedro Siriaco to score from first. Red Sox lead 3-1. That would be all they need, thanks to John Lester. 7 innings, 5 hits, 4 Ks. Red Sox win 4-1. The series ends tomorrow night at 8 o'clock in New York. 24-year-old Cheshire resident and heart transplant recipient Colby Salerno was on the field before today's game, recognized by his favorite team, the Yankees. As part of Organ Donation Awareness Day, Colby had a photo op with Yanks manager Joe Girardi and was presented with a jersey. He spent 166 days in Hartford Hospital before leaving in June with a new heart. The Mets will try to even up their series with the NL East leading Nationals tonight. New York lost in D.C. last night 6-4. Mets starter Johan Santana was responsible for all the runs in the loss. He gave up a grand slam to Michael Morse and then a 2-run shot to Bryce Harper. Santana has not looked good since throwing that no-hitter back in June, losing 7 of 10 decisions since then. The Giants and Jets will play their annual preseason contest tonight at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Both teams lost in their preseason openers last week. This will be the first time that New Jets backup QB Tim Tebow plays in front of the home crowd, and one of his wideouts could be Antonio Cromartie, a starting cornerback expected to get a look at wide receiver. The Patriots don't play another preseason game until Monday. That's when they host the Eagles. They have an 11-day gap between exhibition games. Then it's 3 games in 10 days to finish the preseason.
With a team like Philly, they have a lot of different weapons, so we feel like it's a good opportunity for us to go out there and just get better, play well out there and execute the things we've been working on.
The Sun, back in action tonight, hosts the New York Liberty at Mohegan Sun in Uncasville. This is the second game back for the Sun since the Olympic break. On Thursday night, Connecticut lost to the Liberty in New York 77-66. Tip-off just after the top of the hour. You can check it out live on CPTV Sports. That will do it for Eyewitness Sports. I'm Taylor Knight.
Paul, you have to see this. This is not Sunday. This is love incarnate.
Sacred Heart head football coach, 51-year-old Paul Gorham, was welcomed back to campus yesterday with a church service and reception. Welcomed back after 6 months in a Cleveland hospital undergoing a double lung transplant resulting in both of his legs being amputated below the knee.
I never thought I was going to die. I didn't see all the stuff my wife saw and some of my close friends that were out there when I was unconscious, but in my mind I never thought this is it.
Just couldn't believe that something like that could happen. There was a lot of disbelief, but at the same time there was just, I know Paul and I know how strong he is, that I really felt that he was going to get through this.
Longtime friend and Brown football coach Phil Estes drove Gorham home to Cheshire in an RV from the Cleveland Clinic.
For us, it was that moment to see him and his wife embrace. It was perfect.
Gorham isn't quite ready to take on the head coach position for this season. He says he sees himself back at it for 2013, but for now, will help his team out in any way possible.
I'm off by a month. I'm 6 weeks from being ready to go for this season. The best thing for the kids is to let Coach Nofree run the show and, have him to go to.
Gorham, recently fitted with prosthetics, is overwhelmed by the support he's received from the Sacred Heart community.
Sacred Heart has always stepped up when people are in a time of need, and they're certainly showing the true colors right now.
September 29th will be another emotional day for Sacred Heart. The football team will play its first home game against Central Connecticut State University. Reporting from Fairfield, I'm Taylor Knight.